Have you ever wondered about the origins of the 12 tribes of Israel? The story begins with a man named Jacob, a pivotal figure whose life was filled with drama, struggle, and divine encounters. Jacob's story is not just ancient history. It's a profound tale of transformation, family dynamics, and the fulfillment of a divine promise. Let's dive into the incredible journey of the man who would become Israel. Jacob was the son of Isaac and Rebekah, and the grandson of Abraham. Even before he was born, there was a sign of the conflict that would define his early life. He and his twin brother, Esau, struggled within their mother's womb. God told Rebekah that two nations were inside her, and the older would serve the younger. This prophecy set the stage for a lifelong rivalry. Esau was born first, a hairy and rugged hunter, his father Isaac's favorite. Jacob came out holding onto Esau's heel, a name which literally means he who supplants or grasps the heel. Jacob was a quieter man who preferred staying near the tents, and he was his mother, Rebekah's favorite. This parental favoritism created a deep rift between the brothers. The first major turning point came one day when Esau returned from the field, exhausted and starving. Jacob had just made a pot of lentil stew. Esau begged for some, and Jacob, seeing an opportunity, made a cunning deal. He said, "Sell me your birthright first." The birthright was a double portion of the inheritance and the spiritual leadership of the family. Esau, caring little for it, in that moment of hunger, rashly agreed, swearing an oath and trading his precious birthright for a bowl of stew. It was a decision he would bitterly regret. Years later, when their father Isaac was old and blind, he wanted to give his final blessing to Esau. Rebekah overheard this and devised a plan for Jacob to receive it instead. She cooked a savory meal, just like Isaac loved, dressed Jacob in Esau's clothes, and covered his smooth hands and neck with goatskins to mimic his hairy brother. Jacob went to his father, pretending to be Esau. Isaac was suspicious. The voice sounded like Jacob's, but the hands felt like Esau. Deceived, Isaac gave Jacob the blessing meant for the firstborn, a blessing of prosperity, dominion, and divine favor. When Esau discovered the deception, he was furious. He cried out with a bitter cry and pleaded with his father for another blessing, but it was too late. Esau's heart filled with hatred, and he vowed to kill Jacob as soon as their father passed away. Fearing for Jacob's life, Rebekah urged him to flee to her brother Laban's house in Haran until Esau's anger subsided. So Jacob began his long journey, a fugitive leaving everything he knew behind. One night, he lay down to sleep with a stone for a pillow. In a dream, he saw a magnificent stairway, or a ladder, reaching from the earth to heaven, with angels of God ascending and descending on it. At the top stood the Lord, who repeated the covenant promise made to Abraham and Isaac. He promised Jacob the land he was lying on, countless descendants, and his constant presence and protection. When Jacob awoke, they was seen all. He named the place Bethel, meaning house of God, and vowed that if God would be with him and bring him back safely, then the Lord would be his God. After a long journey, Jacob finally arrived in Haran and met his cousin Rachel at a well. He fell in love with her instantly. He agreed to work for her father Laban for 7 years in exchange for her hand in marriage. Jacob's love for Rachel was so great that the 7 years seemed like only a few days. But on the wedding night, Laban deceived him. He switched Rachel with her older, less favored sister, Leah, hiding her under a thick veil. The next morning, Jacob was outraged. Laban defended himself, saying it was not their custom to marry off the younger daughter before the older one. He then offered a new deal. Jacob could marry Rachel as well, but he would have to work another 7 years for her. Jacob agreed, and a week later, he married Rachel. He loved Rachel more than Leah, which created yet another rivalry, this time between the two sisters. God saw that Leah was unloved and blessed her with children. She gave birth to Jacob's first 4 sons, Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah. Rachel, however, was barren and grew desperate. Following the custom of the time, she gave her handmaid, Bilhah, to Jacob, who had 2 sons with her, Dan and Naphtali. Leah, seeing this, gave her handmaid Zilpah to Jacob, and she bore him Gad and Asher. Then God remembered Leah again, and she had 2 more sons, Issachar and Zebulun, and a daughter, Dinah. Finally, God answered Rachel's prayers, and she gave birth to a son she named Joseph. These sons, born from 4 different mothers, would become the progenitors of the 12 tribes of Israel. After 20 years of service, deception, and hard work under Laban, Jacob had grown wealthy, with large flocks and a large family. He knew it was time to return to his homeland. He left Haran secretly, but Laban pursued him. After a tense confrontation, they made a covenant of peace and parted ways, but a greater challenge lay ahead. Facing Esau, Jacob was terrified, remembering his brother's vow to kill him. He sent messengers ahead with lavish gifts to appease Esau, and he divided his family and flocks into 2 groups, hoping that if one was attacked, the other might escape. He then prayed fervently to God for deliverance. The night before the reunion, Jacob sent his family across the Jabbok River and remained alone. And there, a mysterious man, often interpreted as an angel or even a pre-incarnate appearance of Christ, wrestled with him until daybreak. Jacob refused to let go, even after his hip was wrenched out of its socket. He demanded, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." The man then said, "Your name will no longer be Jacob, but Israel, because you have struggled with God and with humans and have overcome." This was the ultimate turning point in Jacob's life. He was no longer Jacob, the supplanter, but Israel, the one who strives with God. The next day, Jacob, now limping, went to meet Esau. To his astonishment, Esau ran to meet him, embraced him, and wept. The 20 years of bitterness had melted away, and the brothers were reconciled. Jacob, now named Israel, settled in the land of Canaan. His story culminates with his 12 sons, who, despite their own flaws and rivalries, would become the fathers of the 12 tribes of Israel, from Reuben to Benjamin, born to Rachel shortly before her death. These sons carried forward the divine promise. Jacob's journey marked by deception and struggle, but also by faith and divine encounter laid the foundation for a nation. His transformation from a cunning supplanter to a man blessed by God is a testament to the power of perseverance and divine grace. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the life of Jacob. His story is a powerful reminder that our struggles can lead to our greatest strengths and that God's promises can unfold in the most unexpected ways. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration into these timeless stories. See you next time.